I'm Andrea with Joe & Sons Olive Oils, and today I'm going to show you how to make the perfect roasted turkey. Thank you for joining me at the table. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. And so a lot of people around the holidays, they make turkey and they eat it just because they have to. This turkey and the technique, I promise you, will be one of the best turkeys you'll ever have. The flavors will be infused with these wonderful olive oils and seasonings and herbs. Plus, the way it's cooked in the oven sears it and seals in all that juiciness, and so you'll really love it. All right, so what I'm doing here is I'm just doing a quick rough chop of an onion. So just to get, the skin off, and we're gonna throw it in our food processor because we're gonna make a little bit of a paste. And we're gonna go ahead and rub this all up underneath the skin of the bird. All right, so literally I'm just gonna kind of cut it in half and in half again. This doesn't have to be pretty because it's just all going in the food processor. I've also got some garlic here. I'm just giving it a quick smash to get the peel off. Doesn't want to come off for me. There we go. And we'll just give that a little chop too. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get it in. All our little pieces, our garlic. Whoops, we lost some over here. All right, skin there. Then I do have a little bit of parsley. Just gonna throw that in. I just took the stems off. I have some thyme. We're gonna go ahead and kind of pull those leaves off of the stem there as well. I've got some sage. I'm just gonna throw those leaves in, and a little bit of rosemary. Get that all in there. Here's a little more thyme. Okay, one more sprig of thyme. Okay, so we've got that all in there. Then we need to add our secret ingredient. This is our Cigar City salt blend. We're not only gonna season our paste that we're gonna make that's going under the skin, but also the exterior of the bird. So I'm just gonna give it a little handful here. It's about a tablespoon. It looks like a lot, but we're covering a lot of surface. Okay, so I'm gonna just go ahead and put my lid on. And I'm gonna start pulsing it, and as I do that, I'm gonna be streaming in the mushroom sage olive oil that we have at Joe & Sons, and also our Eureka lemon olive oil. So here we go. Go ahead and put that. And I'm pulsing this because I don't want it to be super smooth. You want those onions to get chopped up nicely, but you don't want it to be, I know I called it a paste. I say it's a paste because you're putting kind of the olive oil and then these other things all together, and they run under the skin nicely. So you just want to give it a little more pulse. So that's about a good consistency. I'll go ahead and take the lid off. Let me pulse it one more time and mix that all up. So you can see here that it's just got a nice consistency where the onions and the herbs are chopped up nicely, but we'll be able to rub it under there real good, and even on the exterior. Okay, so let's get going with the turkey. Okay, it's turkey time. So we made our mixture of onion, garlic, herbs, and olive oil, and now it's time to season the bird here. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up this jar because my hands are gonna be a little dirty. So I'm gonna get that ready of my Cigar City seasoning salt. And I'm just gonna go ahead and take this mixture. Now I have a breast here. So my family, we like the white meat. You can certainly do a whole turkey, and your cooking time is gonna vary just slightly based on the weight of your turkey. But so this is just the breast, the white meat, so it doesn't really have any legs or wings. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and you're gonna reach your hand up under the skin and kind of separate the skin from the breast or from the meat. And you would do this on a regular turkey as well. And if for some reason you can't do it with just your fingers, you can take a little paring knife and kind of get under there if you really need to, and kind of separate some of that connective tissue. There we go. You can see my hands all the way down in there. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. And then this allows us to put all of this wonderful yumminess underneath the skin, and it infuses directly into the meat. It's really delicious. All right, we got some nice pockets there. Oops. And you don't want to make a hole in the skin like I just did. You want to be real careful to keep it intact so it holds all this good stuff. So we're going to get it all down in there. And of course, you know, Thanksgiving time, you make turkeys, holiday time. I promise you, you're going to like this turkey so much, you may want to make it other times of the year just to do it. You can use the same technique on just roasting a chicken. Just a whole chicken. Again, your cooking time, because it's obviously much smaller, will be a lot less. All right, so I've got him under there. And then I also will flip him over, and I'm going to rub some of this mixture all inside of the cavity underneath. Just going to get all in there and everywhere I can get under the skin. All right, just a little bit more. There we go. All right, we're going to go ahead and get him in the oven. Now, here is the trick. Oh, let me clean my hands off. We're going to season the outside real good with our cigar seasoning salt. And this has rosemary, sage, garlic, parsley, all sorts of yummy stuff. I'm going to put a little bit of our paste on the outside as well. Might as well. Okay, we're going to get them in the oven. Now, you're going to put this at really high heat, so for just 20 minutes. So at 450 degrees for 20 minutes, and it's going to really sear in all those juices. Then you're just going to drop the temperature to 400 degrees, and then you're going to watch it. And you're going to keep checking the temperature, the internal temperature of the bird, and you'll pull it out when it comes to 165 degrees. If you find that the skin is starting to get a little bit too brown, go ahead and cover it with some foil, or if you're using a roasting pan, you can certainly put the lid on top. But it's really that simple, so you just put it in the oven and forget it. And I promise you, this is going to be the juiciest turkey you've ever had. So we finished our turkey off and we brought it out. Now I want you to know that I did clean off my cutting board because I did have a raw turkey on this board, so it has been cleaned. And we've just gone ahead and cut that breast meat right off the bone. And I've saved the carcass because I'm going to go ahead and boil that down, actually put it in my Instapot later for a little bit of a stock that I can go ahead and freeze and use for later recipes. So we've got the breast here. I'm going to go ahead and slice in a moment, but in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and make ourselves some gravy. So I took the pan drippings out of the pan, the roasting pan, and I'm going to go ahead and just put a little bit of mushroom and sage olive oil in the pan here. So we've got that from Joe & Sons Olive Oils. And I'm going to add a little bit of flour. Let me turn down my heat just a bit. So I'm going to use my whisk and just kind of whisk it up. Actually, I'm going to add a little more of the mushroom sage olive oil. I didn't add quite enough. You want to do equal parts flour to fat, so of your olive oil. Another olive oil that's great to use with this if you want, let's say you're doing a roasted chicken and you want to make a nice gravy, you can certainly use the Herbes de Provence olive oil. So I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to kind of take that rawness off the flour. You don't want a dark roux. This is going to remain a blonde or a light colored roux. And I'm going to go ahead and deglaze that pan with a little bit of white wine. And then I'm going to take those pan drippings. I went ahead and skimmed off the fat. You're going to add that as well. And just give it a quick little whisk. And that should be delicious. I do have some chicken stock here. If maybe you didn't have quite enough of the pan drippings, you could certainly add a little bit of chicken stock as well to make a little bit more gravy. So I'm just going to add a little bit. There we go. And we're just going to cook that down until it gets nice and thick. And while that's cooking, we're going to go ahead and slice up our turkey and plate it up. There we go. So the turkey just smells delicious. You can smell all of those wonderful herby flavors from the mushroom sage olive oil and from the Sicilian lemon olive oil. All right, so we've got our beautiful slices here. I'm just gonna put them out on my plate. There we go. And we're still waiting for our gravy to thicken up just a little bit. And while I'm waiting for the turkey gravy to thicken up, I'm just going to go ahead and enjoy myself a glass of wine. Our gravy has thickened up nicely, and we're going to go ahead and pour it over our turkey breast. Look at that. That just looks fantastic. Ooh, a nice side of mashed potatoes with this gravy. So you can always stir in some mushroom sage olive oil into mashed potatoes, or a vegan butter olive oil is really fantastic, and even our garlic olive oil. So all of those great things would be wonderful with your mashed potatoes for your holiday turkey. So this just looks fabulous. I think it's time to try it. It's nice and tender. Delicious. I promise you, this will be the best turkey that you've ever had. I'm Andrea with Joe & Sons Olive Oils, and thank you for joining me at the table. If you'd like this recipe and others just like it, check out our website at joeandsonsoliveoils.com. I'm going in for more.